എല്ലാവരും കൂട്ടിക്കൊടുക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ലല്ലോ. എന്നെ വിളിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
Sherin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm able to hear your voice. I think other students, they are about to join, and we have two of them with us. So welcome, and looking forward. I think more than me, the students would like to interact with you.
Yeah, by the time others join and we start with the presentation, we can have a small chat or we can talk. By the way, I am also a management student, so I'm not much ahead of you guys because you have an equivalent amount of experience. I can see many of you were career bankers also. I am myself a banker with 19 years of work ex. So yeah, today whatever we'll be talking, it would be more of a exchange rather than monologue. I hope everybody is getting my voice. Can you just give me an affirmative, everyone?
Yes. Hi, doctor. Good evening. I can hear your voice.
Yeah.
Can everyone please put your cameras on?
Okay.
Yeah. So can I call you Thunder Brown? Or how do I call you, Mr. Thunder Brown? Hi. Yeah, Mr. Abdul Karim, how are you? Good evening.
Self Jacob.
Yeah, Mr. Jacob, how are you?
I am fine, sir. How are you?
How are you feeling after the Christmas vacations?
Well, we started after the vacation, so and again it is going to be another vacation. It is going to be next Saturday, the New Year celebrations.
All right. I'm sure you guys are having fun.
Yes, this is this season of festives,
All right. So all of you are management students. I just wanted to know how many of you aspire to become entrepreneurs rather than going on with your jobs. Any of you who would like to be an entrepreneur afterwards? I mean, you want to start your own business or you want to go on with your jobs? How does it go?
We wish we could be an entrepreneur, but
that is the buzzword. I mean, whole world of opportunities are there out there, which on a hindsight, which if I also kind of think, then I feel I should have at least tried myself. So today in the presentation, I'm going to just share one case study about one banker who left his job and he became an entrepreneur, and he's an extremely successful businessman as of now. I will share the model with you, how he went on floating his company, and he just floated it in 2014 and he is doing extremely well as of now. He's an Indian entrepreneur. Yeah. So any of you who actually were working in financial market, financial world, banks, institutions, I suppose you all are from separate fields, right?
Yes.
All right. What field you are, sir, from? I'm not getting your name. You have written 2022.
Yeah, okay. My name is Zubayb. I don't know why it comes like that, but my name is Zubayb, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Zubayb. Good to see you.
Yeah, same here. Pleasure to have you this evening. And yeah, I mean, whoever is working, I mean, including myself, on top of my head, I have this to become one day an entrepreneur.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I mean, like who doesn't like to have his own business? Of course, I mean, myself, even I'm working since last 4 or 5 years, and on top of my head is one of my plan to have one day my own business, to run one day my own business.
Okay. Can I just request others to just mute your mics, please? Because I'm not, the voice is getting an echo. All others, can you please mute your mics? Except Mr. Zubair. Yeah. Yeah, please go on, Mr. Zubair.
Sure, doctor. So what I was saying is that I mean, whoever is working, and I mean, myself on top of my head, I have this plan to have my own business one day started, because, you know, like if you're working for someone, for any company, for any SMEs or organization, or even for the government, so you will face like some limitation or some orders from others, which you're not going to like it. So, I mean, but that's the time that you will find this feeling to, you know, look forward to, you know, implement what you have experienced in the life, to have your own business one day open. I mean, that's one of the goals which everyone needs to have it.
That's a wonderful idea. I just share your thoughts, Mr. Zubair. I myself would have, if I would have wanted the life my way, I would have been an entrepreneur. But we have all have our limitations, right? We all have
Correct.
our responsibilities, because of which we are doing what we are doing.
Right.
However, yeah, working for your own self, sweating for yourself is always better than sweating for someone else. You rightly said that.
Absolutely right.
I appreciate that thought, and that is what in the later part of my presentation, that is what I'm going to share with all of you, and that is how my presentation is going to end. To Because you're management students, I would want that each one of you, kind of think of fintech as an opportunity to open up your entrepreneurial dreams. So that is the idea. Of course, we'll be discussing cryptocurrency, but cryptocurrency is extremely complex for anyone to know. Whatever bit I know, whatever bit you know, we'll discuss, and then we'll shift on to fintech-based entrepreneur case study. So, Sharon, what do we do? We'll wait.
Yeah, we can go ahead. We can go ahead. Actually, many are messaging me. Some are on way reaching to a place. So it's 7 here.
We want to wait for 5
So yeah,
minutes.
no, it won't make difference. I mean, they will join us maybe in another 15. So we can, go ahead, and maybe after 15 or 10 minutes, we can take a pause and make just a gist of it, what has been covered.
All right. So I'll kind of, yeah. So everybody is able to see this screen. Please respond in yes or no.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So it is digital currency and fintech in the emerging markets. Of course, it's a very cryptic kind of a word, That is why it is named cryptocurrency, a digital currency. The digital currency includes many currencies which are not paper-based, but we have limited time, so we will be discussing primarily uh, only cryptocurrency as of now. But before we start, I'll tell you what is fintech. Everybody of you must be knowing what is fintech, but the word fintech comes from, it is an acronym of the two words called finance and technology. So you take up a financial business, and you kind of go ahead, you kind of go ahead with your business with the help of technology. Yeah. So as you can see on the screen, it includes payments, insurance, deposits, capital raising, investment management, market provisioning, and inside there is a gamut of different different processes which are included in the world of fintech. As you can all see, we will be discussing blockchain and cryptocurrency today in fintech. Fintech is a huge set, and the subset of fintech is blockchain and cryptocurrency.
Excuse me, doctor, the slide is not moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is in the same slide. The first
Yeah.
slide only we are able to see.
You are not able to see the second slide?
No,
No.
it's the first slide on our screen.
In the first slide?
Yeah. Maybe you can again share the screen, first stop the screen and maybe again share the screen so it will refresh it.
Okay, I'll do that. Can you see the second screen now?
No, not yet. It's the same. Yeah, now maybe you can change the slide and let's see if it is.
Now, can you see the slide?
Yes, now it's
Yes,
All right,
yes, we
all
can
right.
see.
Yeah, so I was talking about this. So what is fintech? It is finance with the help of only technology. Your financial business, the business of your finance, of lending, sharing, payments, insurance, capital raising through the help of technology. The technology has been so advanced that if we'll keep on discussing about the entire gamut of technologies which are actually in place right now, we'll be requiring probably an entire week to discuss on that. But shortly, we'll go about discussing what is relevant. And because you all are management students per se, I would not go into the technicalities, the IT part of it. I would like I would like all of you to sort of understand fintech from a business point of view. How you can take the help of fintech in your ventures whenever you are on field, when you are working on your jobs. How you can implement fintech, how useful it would be uh, in your jobs is what we'll discuss. Like I'll tell about myself. I am working for State Bank of India and I'm an assistant general manager. So I have some 44 branches which report into me. We have a lot of fintech involved over there also. Our reporting MISs, our audit structures. We have an app called Yono. I don't know how many of you must be using it, but it is now valued to around $3.2 billion, the Yono app itself. So that is the value fintech is adding to business. All right. So as I said, fintech is a huge set. I'm sure you are able to see the second screen now. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes,
Yes.
we can see.
The second one?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a huge set out of which, as you can see here, the small ball of blockchain and cryptocurrency is what I want to discuss today, because that is the buzzword. Everybody wants to know. Even I wanted to know. Cryptocurrency is something which is extremely cryptic, which not everybody would be knowing in detail. Many of the big wigs of the world also are kind of not sure what cryptocurrency is, but we'll try to kind of break it down into parts. Yeah. So what we'll do is in the first 15-20 minutes, which is the toughest part of cryptocurrency, we'll try to understand how it is, how it evolved, and how it came into being. What is blockchain? That is the toughest part. The second part is you as an individual, as a business person, or as a management student, whether you should invest into cryptocurrency or not. That is a sort of a mid tough part, and the easiest part would be the case study, which applies to all of you as management students. You would like I would take maximum questions over there, because that is the company to which we have also given lending from our bank, and I was personally involved in that. So that is how our flow of presentation will go. All right. So what is cryptocurrency? So cryptocurrencies are virtual digital currencies, and named as such because cryptographic techniques lie at the heart of their implementation. So how the word has been derived? It has been derived from the Greek word crypto, because it is hidden. Cryptocurrencies are hidden currencies which all of us know, and it requires a lot of consensus from a group of individuals who have actually sort of given cryptocurrency the birth, and it involves a lot of transactions which has digital signatures of people. It is very complex, but I'll try to break it down into easier parts. Okay, so the first blockchain was so to say conceptualized by a person whose name was Satoshi Nakamoto in 2008, and that was known, which we all know as the cryptocurrency in the name of Bitcoin. So this Satoshi Nakamoto, just because he was so innovative and he discovered, he conceptualized Bitcoin, he is the 15th richest person of the earth as of now, with $70 billion net worth. That is the kind of strength which Bitcoin or cryptocurrency has. All right, the next thing. Basically, it stems from artificial intelligence. Then we'll talk a little bit about EXBRL, which is Extensible Business Reporting Language, and I'll explain to you what is blockchain. So every one of you, I'm sure, knows what is artificial intelligence. It is more than 100-year-old concept. Our robots were basically given birth from the word artificial intelligence. Right? Alan Turing was the person who has given birth to artificial intelligence, and he was the one who coined the question, do machines really think? I'm sure as of now, you all have small machines in your hands called your cell phones, which are smart enough to sort of implement little bit of artificial intelligence over there also. So your speech recognitions, your Siri in your Apple phone is everything part of artificial intelligence, and the value of AI market is estimated at around $62.35 billion as I'm speaking. Yeah. So extensive business reporting language. This is used for business reporting, financial data, huge trillions and trillions of betas are stored into XBRLs, and they are used by so many countries, as you can see, for their financial reporting. Now we come to blockchain. This is the most important part. So what is a blockchain? So it is a chronological record of block transactions. Let's say two people, let's say me and Mr. Zubair enter into a transaction. So when I pass on, let's say 10 bitcoins to Mr. Zubair, prior to our transaction, if 10 transactions have happened, our transaction will be recorded as the 11th transaction, and all 10 people prior to us will be giving a consensus to this transaction by way of their digital signatures. So once it keeps on going, it is literally impossible to sort of hack such blockchains, and that is how cryptocurrency has been given birth. It is a peer-to-peer network, so to say, as in when we talk of, let's say, US dollars, the Federal Reserve prints the US dollars. Or if you talk of your dirhams, everything is centrally regulated. But cryptocurrency is such a currency which has been regulated by individuals. Is everyone clear? I am sure I myself was not very much clear. This is very complex, but you'll have to give time to yourself to understand this complex data. It doesn't apply much to us as management students. We should leave it to the IT people, but at least we should know what goes behind blockchain. Yeah. So this is blockchain explained in a bit of a diagram. Are you able to see the diagram, all of you?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, thank you. So it is decentralized, it is digitalized, it is cryptographically sealed. So everybody places a digital signature on each transaction which happens. It is consensus based. Everybody has to consent to all transactions which happen. And it is chronological and time stamped. So this is how it goes. Let's say block 145, block 146, 147. Each transaction is pasted below the earlier transaction, and that is how a chain comes into picture. And so it is called a blockchain. Yeah. So now the hard part is over. I'm sure many of you wouldn't have quite understood this, but it is really complex to understand. We have tried to, concisely put it across what blockchain is. It is a matter of your personal reading also to, further go into the concept of blockchain. But this is in concise forms, we can say that blockchain is a chain of complex transactions which take place chronologically, and it is stamped, and all transactions are recorded. So hacking is near to impossible in a cryptocurrency scenario. All right. So who all let us talk. Let us sort of let us have a dialogue. Anybody here who has actually invested in any cryptocurrency? Does anybody have any investment? Anyone? I myself, as a banker, I have not done that. Many times I was tempted to do when Bitcoin was at a very low price, but since it is not regulated, I found it risky. So, who all feels that investing in cryptocurrency is good? Can you share your views? Does anybody want to come forward and share your views? All right.
Doctor, I mean, I did one time. I start investing in cryptocurrency in Binance.
Okay.
I believe you know about that. But I mean, a friend of mine introduced me to that. It was kind of good. I mean, the people has this idea that maybe you lose your money, you lose whatever you invest in stock market or maybe in cryptocurrencies. But it's not like that. I mean, as for your following up with the market and study the market and the changes which is happening in the world, you're following up with that. I'm sure you can make a lot of money. I mean, as you can see nowadays, everywhere they are talking about this cryptocurrencies, the digital currencies that we have. So I mean, this could also, answer the question that you asked at the beginning, doctor, that if you're looking to, be on your own and do your own business and become an entrepreneur. So I mean, there's no harm about it. I mean, even myself, I started this one with very little money. I can tell you around like $100 of dollar. But I mean, it can grow up. I didn't follow up much on it to, invest more and study more the coins, the currencies which I'm going to invest. But I can see friends of mine who have been following up with the market and studied more about what's happening in the world. They have been getting a lot of profit from this. So it's worth to follow up with the news, with the currencies, invest on it, follow up on that, and you can make a lot of money from this.
I know, I know. You rightly pointed out. As you said, you have invested in Binance. So there are many Bitcoin, there are many cryptocurrencies which are really doing good. But as the share market goes, it is susceptible to a lot of speculation. But I'm sure many of your friends must be doing good. We have even the world is divided in their opinions, as we'll see in the later slides, between the positives and negatives of cryptocurrency. So let us analyze what are the pros for a second. So it is a digitized currency. There are effortless transfers. Let's say I want to transfer some money to you, which is a sizable chunk across to you currently in Dubai. It doesn't happen without a bank. It doesn't happen without a regulator as of now. But if we really start transacting on cryptocurrencies, let's say if I'm importing something from Dubai, I want to make a payment, I can do it from my cell phone right away, right now. So as I said, across the globe, money can be transferred in seconds. It will aid in world business. A lot of import and export will happen freely without any fees. As I have pointed out, no exchange rate mechanisms. There will be, if we let's say adopt Bitcoin, then there will be just one currency across the globe which will be acceptable. So no exchange rate fluctuations, no forward bookings, no exchange rate losses, no exchange rate profits also. Yeah, and there are many countries which face a menace of fake notes, right? Which won't happen if Bitcoin is treated as a currency. And yeah, it has absolute anonymity, but then it is a pro also and it is a con also, because if you are able to transfer money absolutely uh, anonymously, then it is a disadvantage also. So what are the cons? So, yeah. So complex algorithm, we discussed it in the beginning. Very complex algorithm. It is difficult to understand. I myself tried to understand this, and I tried to make you understand, but I'm sure many of you must not have got the exact hang of it. A lot of reading is required in this particular subject. And there are too many cryptocurrencies. There are almost 6,000 cryptocurrencies with almost 70 to 80 billion dollars of 700 to 800 billion dollars of market cap. Yeah. Uh, so if we consider it as a substitute of money, let's say we start transferring cryptocurrencies to each other for services or for trades, it badly affects the regulatory aspects. So when a central bank starts printing money, why does it print money? Because there is a scarcity of money in the market. But if there is a parallel currency going on, then it would lead to inflation. Yeah, because people will have a lot of money to buy things. There will be a surge of money inside the market, and the prices of everything will start going up. I am sure students of economics would understand this aspect. Those two curves of demand and supply. The moment demand goes up, the prices go up, right? Where the demand and supply curves meet on the x and y axis. So distinct anonymity might also be blatantly used for crimes. Let's say some international mafia wants to transfer money to an unknown location, it becomes very easy to transfer cryptocurrency because of its anonymity. Terror funding is quite possible. No taxation is involved, so it would be a loss of revenue to the exchequer. Many of you would like to sort of, when you go back after this class, you would like to see in your personal study what a pump and dump scheme is. It will take you a lot of time to understand, but basically pump and dump schemes are the ones which are run by internet based frauds who kind of pump the price of a cryptocurrency with the help of few users. And when the price goes up, let's say the price of Bitcoin, let's say it was $100, they keep on pumping it. A set of some 200 people would communicate through modes of Telegram and different modes which are not interceptable. They will pump the price, they will bring it to 2000, 2500 percentage up, and then they will dump it. And it has been caught by scrupulous people, few scrupulous people, and there are articles on it. So yeah, so it is quite susceptible to pump and dump schemes. So whenever you invest, if you think of investing in cryptocurrency, please invest only your disposable income. Please don't invest your entire saving. It is risky. It is not just a currency. It is subject to speculation also. All right. So who all is against cryptocurrency? Let's see. Some big names are against it. Mr. Warren Buffett says, please stay away from Bitcoin. It is a marriage. And the Bitcoins will come to a sore ending. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase. Bitcoin is a terrible store of value. If individuals are foolish enough to buy Bitcoin, then they will reap what they sow. However, he probably had a vested interest also in kind of maligning Bitcoin, because JP wanted to come out with their own digital currency, a JP coin. Yeah. So everybody has vested interest, but these are big people. They know the financial market from top down. They know in and out. And if they are speaking something, I'm definitely sure there must be some cons on against cryptocurrency. What does Jeremy Powell say? Yeah, the US Fed Reserve chairperson. I do think cryptocurrencies are risky as they are not backed by any regulatory agency. Let's say you have $100 bill. There is a promise on it that an equivalent of $100 will be returned to you on production of that $100. But does anyone guarantee to you that if you have a Bitcoin, you will be given the equivalent amount of dollars when you want to exchange? Nobody is guaranteeing it. Now, that is what Mr. Jeremy Powell is saying. Yeah, and so we have some really good opinions also from equally, if not better names, but equally good names. Mr. Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple. Yeah, what he's saying, it is better than gold and the US dollars. What does Mr. Elon Musk say? Because Elon Musk is looked up as a proponent of technological advancements. He's a person who wants to take all of us to moon. Yeah, he wants to sell us property on moon. So he's the right person if you want to kind of look forward to when it comes to technological shifts. What he's saying, it is brilliant and it bypasses currency controls. But however, you all must also know that he is the co-founder of PayPal, which is a digital wallet. All of you must be knowing who Jack Dorsey is, the founder of Twitter. He also has found it to be extremely intriguing and extremely good, the digital currency thing, the cryptocurrency thing. Yeah, so these are the pros and cons of cryptocurrency. For management students, you should understand what are the benefits of investing in it, what are the disadvantage of investing in a cryptocurrency for yourself, your organization for whom you would be working in future. Or now we'll come to the easier part, which I had said, the fintech business. Many companies are now mushrooming. They are doing their banking business with the help of technology, and they are called fintech companies. So you'll see right from 2010 to the last quarter of 2017, lots of private equity and mergers and acquisitions have happened in these years. In the fourth quarter of 2015, there was a $30 billion deal, which were, there were almost 350 deals in that quarter. So this is where the fintech business is going. Everybody is gung ho in investing in fintech because the returns are extremely high. So what is banking? You all must be knowing. It is your money which is deposited, withdrawals and transfers, your saving account management, financial products, loan management. So more of loan management can be done with the help of fintech. And how it can be done, I'll just discuss it with you with the help of this case study. So after we finish this lesson, everybody would kindly please go to the internet and download the balance sheet. If everybody doesn't know how to sort of read into numbers, try and do that, because as management students, you would be expected to understand the balance sheet at some point of your career. So this lendingcard.com, it was founded in 2014 as a digital lending platform by a banker who was a career banker who left his job along with a scientist. Two people founded lendingcard.com. It doesn't have any brick and mortar existence. It exists entirely on the web. So what does the company do? The company has its in-house big data analytical tools and machine learning algorithms to evaluate credit worthiness of customers. What is credit worthiness? Can anybody say what is credit worthiness? Any banker here who can kind of enlighten us with what is credit worthiness? Mr. Rabi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you just try? Just give it a shot. What is credit worthiness?
What is credit worthiness of customers? It means the customers that they can bring some added value to the transactions with the bank.
Yeah, sort of. It is partly right. So, what is credit worthiness? What is a credit? When I lend my money to a customer, will he be in a financial position to return my money back?
Yeah.
So it is a very tough analysis to do, because as easy as it sounds, it is very difficult to judge a person and his credit worthiness just by ways of a few papers. If let's say you are doing a business of trading, and whether your business will be yielding profits or whether you will be able to give my money back when I lend to you, that decision is extremely tough for the bankers to do. Now, what this company does, it takes these decisions on the basis of their software, and the machine takes the entire decision. Earlier, in all banks, what used to happen, we used to have credit managers who used to kind of use their graces and their analytical skills, and then they used to take a judgment whether we should give money to this person or not. But this algorithm based software does that without any human intervention. What they did is they started with a small capital of themselves, and they floated a company in 2014. So small vendors, small shop owners who required money for a very short time, let's say in a week, a store sells goods worth $10,000. So it buys goods worth $10,000 and it is able to sell it $12,000. So it gets a 20% return in 1 week's time. Yeah, but it should have those $10,000 to buy the goods. Now, who will give this money to them for a week? There is no bank who gives money for a week. So they kind of they tapped this market in India in which the last mile was traveled by them. As the promoter rightly used to say, that you know planes cannot reach everywhere. Can an aeroplane reach everywhere? For people to reach to their destinations, to airports, small taxis are also required. So we are the small taxis in the huge world of traveling. That is what he used to say. So how the underwriting process is done? Underwriting is basically judging the credit worthiness. So if let's say he was based out of a city called Ahmedabad, and 2000 kilometers away there is a small shop which requires, let's say in Indian rupees, it requires 1 lakh rupee for a week. How he will be able to give those 1 lakh rupee to that person who is sitting in Kolkata, some 2000 miles away? So then he came out with a software of his own, in which the said shop owner should only upload his bank statement, and the software used to analyze the kind of credits which used to come in the statement, the kind of debits, the number of check bounces, how many checks he was issuing, how many transactions he was doing through his bank account, and then the working capital requirement or the amount which is required for him to do business was arrived at. So everybody over here is not a finance student. I am sure everybody will not understand the nitty-gritty of this. But this case study involves a lot of marketing also, and a lot of HR also. For marketing people, it is very important to understand that how does a company reach to a very small shop owner across a huge country called India. So that is where his marketing skills came into picture. Lendingcard.com was publicized across radios. It was publicized by way of local vernacular newspapers. They reached every nook and corner through their own distribution channel. They employed people at small locations, and they reached such small places, and they marketed their products, and that is how they brought all these people into the banking fold. All right. So uh, then they successfully turned profitable within a few years, and now they are enjoying almost $140 million of private equity. I'm sure everybody understands what private equity is. Can anybody tell me what is a private equity? Can does anybody wants to give a go? I'll explain what private equity is, but does anybody want to try? And
Isn't it the equity for a private sector, a private company, or private person, single person,
yeah, so
individual?
It's basically the investment funds.
correct, Mr. Reza, you are right. But still, for the benefit of the entire group, I'll tell you. Let's say you are starting your own business. What do banks normally do is that if you have, let's say, $1 lakh with you, have $1 million with you. The banks normally have a norm of lending at the max 3 times of what your capital is. So if you have $1 million with you, the banks will lend you a maximum of $3 million. That is what the basic norms are debt to equity ratios. That is how banks go. But what a private equity does is that if your business is expanding, but if you don't have your funds, if you don't have your own funds, and bank is not lending to you because the ratios are very tight, outsiders will come and invest in your company by way of equity. So let's say Rabi is very interested in my business and he says, boss, yeah, your business is giving a return of 20%. You have $1 million of mine as equity and give me a 20% share of your company. So now what happens? I have $2 million and I can borrow how much? Mr. Reza, how much can I borrow if 3:1 is the ratio?
20%,
No, I can
1.2.
borrow 3 times.
3 times here.
Yeah. So earlier I could borrow $3 million. Now I can borrow $6 million. So my business goes threefold with the help of outside equity. Are you getting it? Is it easy to understand or it's difficult to understand? You want me to explain this again?
Yes, please.
Okay. You start your business with $1 lakh,
Mm.
but $1 million. But when you start doing the business, it is doing so good that you require more money. Now, where does that money come from? Some financial institution will lend it to you. So how much a financial institution can lend? At the max, all financial institutions can lend 3 times of what you have already. So if you have $1 million, let's say a bank in Dubai will lend you $3 million. So you have $4 million to do business. But your business is still doing really good and it is always short of money because you're getting lots of orders. You have to reach in time, you have to buy raw materials, you have to supply in time. So what happens? You $4 million is not enough for you, and banks are not lending to you. So someone called Mr. Reza Khan comes and says, you give me 20% stake in your company and take this $1 million. So now what you have is $2 million in equity, and banks will lend you 3 times. So banks will lend you $6 million. So against $4 million, you will now have $8 million, which will increase your business multifold. So that is what private equity is. That is the power of private equity. So what they've got in a span of only 7 years of existence is 140 million of private equity. Big names, BlackRock and who's who have invested in lendingcard.com. So this is the softwares which they use in analysis of statements, bank statements, and coming to credit worthiness of customers. Yeah, this is the Excel which I want all of you to ponder upon. So the promoters in 2017-18, they had 29 crores Indian rupees, 29 crores in 2017-18. They received 101 from outside. So if you will see in 2017-18, they had 130 crores of their own money, and they could borrow what? 600 crores. Because for non-banking financial companies, they can borrow up to 7 times their equity. So those 600 crores, they on-lended, they gave loan to people, and they gave loan of 400 crores in 2017-18. Right? In 2018-19, they received fourfold private equity. So from 101 crores, they received 444 crores. So that was a jump. If you will see, jump of 339% in investment. And they could lend what? 1,000 crores. If you see here, the profit is here 19. I'm sorry. So 19
It was registered as IPO also, right? I believe lending
Yeah,
part.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a public
Yeah.
equity.
Very rightly
It
pointed
went to
out.
public also.
It went to public. They were doing so good that it was oversubscribed. In 2019, their own equity is not growing. If you see from 39 to 44 crores, but outside money 678 crores. Look at their borrowings from 666 crores to 1500 crores. So they had a total of 2200 crores with them in a span of 6 years, which they deployed. They had loans of 2100 crores. So I'll just explain it to you again in a very simple way. Let's say this is a banking, this is a financial company. So let's say it has this 2000 crores, we'll put it in dollars. Let's say it has $20 million at the cost of 6%. They are paying 6% to their lenders. They've borrowed from somewhere, they are paying 6%. And they are giving to people at 10%, the same money. Is it not a very simple business? If you find a means of deploying money to needy people, you take at 6%, you give at 10%. It sounds very simple, right? So huge money you take at 6%, you give at 10%, you earn 4%. It is simple, but then your processes have to be very robust. And India is a very, it's a very vulnerable kind of a country. If the money goes to wrong places, it becomes very difficult to recover. But they are doing extremely good in recovering their bad debts.
Mostly the
So,
interest
yeah,
are very high normally for this, right?
Sorry?
Normally the interest rates are very high for the online. Yeah.
Yes,
So they
very
earn a
true.
lot of profit as
Very
compared to
true.
the traditional.
Yes. So is it not a very good business? Before I started this presentation, I wanted all of you to ponder upon this particular business model, which a banker, he turned into an entrepreneur without any capital base. It's an extremely successful story in which a career banker turned into an entrepreneur. So as Mr. Khan rightly pointed out, as I was saying, that if a person buys goods worth $10,000 and in a week if he is able to sell in $12,000, so he himself is earning 20% in a 7 days time. If annually, if I am asking 25% from him, will he not pay to me? He'll definitely pay, because it becomes very cheap for him to give 25%. So that is how these companies are earning. They are taking money from banks at a very reasonable kind of a rate, and they are on lending at humongously good margins. So 6 and 10 was a very conservative example. But then if they are borrowing at 7, and just imagine if they are lending at 20%, imagine the kind of profits they would be making.
A lot of
So,
college students were trapped in this, they lended and they were not able to pay the huge interest. So because a lot of companies are not registered this online, quick cash
yeah,
type of things in India.
yeah.
So a lot of people were affected also because of this.
True. That is what I'm saying. It sounds very simple as we are discussing, but then if your model goes wrong and if your money is not recovered, you end up losing a lot of it. These people have, they invested a lot of time and energy in developing their softwares. So these softwares are so very near to perfect that they were predicting the requirement of businessmen in a very right way, and businessmen were able to repay in time. They were able to earn also from these loans. So you look at the multiple growth of the companies. So from 1718 to 1819, there is a growth of 200% in their loans, and from 1819 to 1920, there is a growth of 62%, which is considered to be on a very higher side. But as Mr. Khan also pointed out, they came out with their own IPO. They got good response. The company is really doing good. It is unbelievable for a company in 6 years to reach such huge heights.
Same goes with buy now, pay later also. It is trending nowadays, like, same AI based softwares where you can split the payments into 4 installments. So a lot of banks are also partnering.
Yeah, lots of banks. I'll tell you what, this is why I know these people is because I was myself the banker, one of the bankers who has lending card. I have interacted with their entire staff. They have recruited. They have a young team of very intelligent people coming from good business schools, and they are so very aggressive. They when way back in 2018 when I interacted with the promoter, he was telling me that HDFC Bank, one of the leading banks of India, wanted to buy their software which they had developed for their own business, but they didn't sell it to them. If they would have sold, this growth wouldn't have been possible. Lots of banks are trying to get into this business.
Yeah. Mostly they are partnering, they're not selling their softwares.
Yeah,
They are partnering with banks. Yeah.
They are not selling. True. True. I hope others who are not into finance, who are into marketing and HR are getting a hang of it. Even if you're in marketing or even if you're in HR, little bit of knowledge of balance sheet and number crunching will always help you. Yeah. Okay. So these are a few facts. These are a few facts. In 2010, 2 pizzas were bought with 10,000 bitcoins. Just imagine the person who would have sold the 2 pizzas, where he would be right now. What is the price of a Bitcoin currently? Anybody can tell me?
Around 48,000 USD or more.
Yeah, it is a bit more, but what a 10,000.
Today it's around 50,000, 50,087, like that.
Yeah, so 10,000 Bitcoins.
Yeah, that
11,
means
12 years back, what the person would be doing right now with those Bitcoins.
Yeah, a huge wealth. 10,000 coin. Yeah.
So 29-year-old MIT graduate invested into Bitcoins in a right way, in a right time, and he is now worth $8.7 billion. These are a few facts. I would like to run a small video, which is partly in English and partly it is into Hindi, but there are subtitles in the video, so you'll be able to understand. It is a 2-minute video. Please, everybody, if you would like to pay attention to it. Are you able to?
तो सर मैं सच में यहाँ क्रिप्टो करेंसी से पे कर सकती हूँ। यस मैम, ऑफ कोर्स कर सकते हैं। तो जैसे आपकी डिजिटल थाली है, ये कितने बिटकॉइन की मिलेगी? मैम आज के हिसाब से 0.0000.
We are going to see only this, not the video.
तो ये है इंडिया का पहला रेस्टोरेंट जहाँ पर आप खाना क्रिप्टो करेंसी से खरीद सकते हैं।
Not able to see the video. It has gone maybe on the second tab.
To R.2.1 in Chinese cannot place where payments are accepted in cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and others. With everything becoming digitalized, they have launched their own digital thali. Wondering what that is? Well, let's go in and find out. डिजिटल थाली का मतलब ये नहीं है कि you can grab your favorite dishes on a digital screen. अभी ना दुनिया इतनी
There is no
advanced
video, I guess, only
है,
audio.
all order this quirky looking thali from their digital.
You're not able to see it?
No.
No.
ज़्यादा है लोगों में.
I think it's going on the next tab, and you have shared the screen of the PPT
It's
site.
not there on the screen?
No, no.
It's not there on the screen. Okay, I'll just
Yeah,
Wait a moment.
unshare it.
I'll share it just a second. I'll share it. Please tell me now if it is visible.
तो सर मैं सच में यहाँ क्रिप्टो करेंसी से पे कर सकती
Yes,
Yes.
visible.
Okay. I'll
यस मैम ऑफ कोर्स कर सकते हैं.
हूँ. तो ये जो आपकी डिजिटल थाली है ये कितने बिटकॉइन की मिलेगी?
मैम आज के रेट के हिसाब से 0.0005.
रियली?
यस मैम.
ओके, थैंक यू.
प्लीज प्लेस योर ऑर्डर.
तो ये है इंडिया का पहला रेस्टोरेंट जहाँ पर आप खाना क्रिप्टो करेंसी से खरीद सकते हैं. I have come to Ardor 2.1 in Delhi's Connaught Place, where payments are accepted in cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and others. सिर्फ ये ही नहीं, with everything becoming digitalized, they have launched their own digital thali. Wondering what that is? Well, let's go in and find out. Come. डिजिटल थाली का मतलब ये नहीं है कि यू कैन ग्रैब योर फेवरेट डिशेस ऑन अ डिजिटल स्क्रीन. अभी ना दुनिया इतनी भी एडवांस नहीं हुई है, बट यू कैन श्योरली ऑर्डर दिस क्वर्की लुकिंग थाली फ्रॉम देयर डिजिटल मेन्यू.
क्रिप्टो करेंसी का क्रेज इतना ज्यादा है लोगों में कि द डिशेस इन दिस डिजिटल थाली डिराइव देयर नेम्स फ्रॉम क्रिप्टो करेंसीज. इस थाली में आपको खाने के लिए मिलेगा बिटकॉइन टिक्का, बनी बर्गर, सोलाना चना भटूरा, डॉच फ्राइड राइस और ऐसी ही बहुत सारी इंटरेस्टिंग डिशेस.
We are known for innovative food and we always come up with innovative concepts. Now this thali is basically the mudda of the day. A very prachalit mudda these days that everybody is doing crypto but nobody wants to say or whatever. So we want कि हम देखना चाहते हैं कि कितने लोग actually hold भी करते हैं या कोई payment करना भी चाहता है. And that's why we came up with a global cuisine because crypto is very global. So we thought कि यार चलो एक क्रिप्टो थाली लॉन्च करते हैं जिसके अंदर वी हैव अ ग्लोबल कुजीन. इट्स अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्टिनेंटल, चाइनीज एंड सम अदर लेबनीज फूड एंड सो लाइक क्रिप्टो इज ग्लोबल. सो एंड द आइडिया इज दैट इट शुड बी अ कंप्लीटली डिजिटल एक्सपीरियंस. सो वी हैव टू बी लाइक inculcated towards technology. We cannot just let it pass.
If you're planning to dine here and pay via cryptocurrency, then you can avail a 20% discount on your bill. अगर आप पेटीएम या क्रेडिट कार्ड से पे करते हैं तो आपको मिलेगा 10% डिस्काउंट. Well, not only this, if you can finish their digital thali in 10 minutes, then you can win 1 ether as prize money.
खैर मैं एक ईथर तो जीत नहीं पाई पर डिस्काउंट तो मिल ही गया. I really like their concept and the creative dishes that I got to try.
This is the presentation. We have come to the end of it. I'm sure I could make a lot of sense because we had very limited kind of a time to discuss a very detailed concept. But a lot of reading is required in cryptocurrency and the entrepreneurial case study which I have told to you. If you could just go to the net and kind of analyze their balance sheet, it is a very interesting read, so to say. This ends our presentation over here, but that doesn't end our quest for the cryptocurrency, because I'll also keep on learning. You will also have to keep on learning. And as a management student, I would suggest that whenever any lecture gets over, a lot of homework needs to be done by the students at their own end. It will help you recollect all concepts, and it will also help you register certain concepts in your mind when it is required to be, when it is required to be recollected at the right point of time. So I could, whatever best I could do in this 1 hour, I have done. If there are any questions, I'm sure I would like to, I will try to answer them in my right earnest. Do you have any questions on this topic? More on the entrepreneurial thing, because I have myself been party to lending this company, lending card. Does anybody have?
We will look for the case study lending card. Can you share with us your email, sir? So in case we have any doubt, we will message you. It's better.
Yeah, sure. I'll be more than happy to get in touch with you.
Yeah, please, sir.
Yeah, Sheryl, can you just give my email ID to the group?
Yeah, sure. I'll give your email ID to the group.
Thank you.
Yeah, surely. I'll be more than happy to, clarify anything with regards to anything in the presentation. Anyone else? Sheryl, do you want to say something about this?
I think for every one of us is like, the concept cryptocurrencies itself only heard, we are not much aware of it. So today it's like, you have knocked our brains door, and maybe much to think. I think what the group feels is, could any one of you like to ask? I mean, this is an interesting opportunity. We may not get him again on a free time. So if any questions, you can please share that with him.
Yeah, I can take questions on mail also whenever, if you feel on a hindsight, if you feel that something was left unanswered, and if you wanted to know it over on email, I'm always there. I'm available.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your valuable time.
Thank you, Mr. Rabi. Thank you, Mr. Khan. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Nice
Mr.
talking to
Jacob.
you.
Yeah, Mr. Jacob, it was good kind of interacting with you in the initial part of the session, and rest everyone who was there in the presentation. Thank you very much for being so patient. I might not have been entirely clear because the concept is very complex, but I tried to do my bit.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.